haters are just friends you've outgrown. So like, let's be fucking for real. You know what I mean? It's just girls that I used to rock with that I don't rock with anymore, that know how dope I am, that know how cool I am, that are mad that I'm just not fucking with them anymore. Like, let's be fucking for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
This episode of Becoming Her is brought to you by Sana Skin Studio. Sana is a skin studio that is shifting the relationship with your skin and your products through goal-driven facials, real guidance, and clean skincare. Stay tuned for my unique promo code so you can get $35 off of your first facial at Sana Skin Studio. Welcome to the Becoming Her podcast with me, Nikki Spolstra. This is a space where we explore the human experience and the challenges, obstacles, and resiliency that shape who we are. Alongside expert guests and featured friends, I am here to host meaningful conversations that tackle life's complex challenges with humor, grace, and a little bit of sass. You are here for a reason, for the collective growth, so we may deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
All right, so today we have a very special guest, Johanna Ricouz. You might know her as Jungle Johanna on IG. Johanna is a Miami-based trainer, power yoga teacher, and certified Pilates instructor. She is classically trained in ballet and translated her dance background into a fitness career with a movement style that embodies strength, flexibility, and sculpting. Johanna's biggest goal is to diversify the wellness space and uplift her community with knowledge so that every single student feels welcome to train. Here's the deal though. If you follow Johanna on IG, she is compassionately, empathetically, emphatically no nonsense. Just because she operates from a place of peace does not mean she takes bullshit. In fact, she taketh no shit. She is authentic to the core. What you see is what you get. And her audacity is straight up inspiring. This is a woman who has the guts to show up as herself every single day, and she helps other people shine in the process. I'm excited to plug in with the Pilates plug herself, Johanna Ricouz.
There is a little bit of having to be twice as good. There is a little bit of having to be better because your looks might not get you in the door, or your body might not get you in the door. Like, I know that gets me in the door. It doesn't keep me there, but it does get
100.
me into the door.
100.
So these people are looking at you already like, this girl doesn't know shit. What the fuck is she gonna tell me about Pilates? And then they teach a class and it's amazing, and they know all the cues, and they know the principles, and they know the 34 classical repertoire. And then they're like, when can you start?
Yeah.
And so now I'm seeing all these black
How
girls.
rewarding is that?
Now I'm seeing all these black girls teaching at these like super white studios, and they're killing it, you know? But it's because they have the knowledge and they have a teacher that resonates with them. I'm not everybody's teacher. Every teacher training is different. Some people aren't, you know, teaching the way that I'm teaching. Some people want to be taught by somebody different. I'm not the monopoly of teacher trainings, but I know what I offer and I know what I do.
That's like with anything though. It's like you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
No.
It sounds so cheesy. Like it sounds like it's cringe and cheesy saying it, but I'm like, I'm not for you. Like my personality type is not for everyone.
I had a girl try to
okay.
fight me at my last teacher training.
I saw
last
you post
week.
some shit about that, and I was like, what is wrong with people? Like,
because
who
she
would fuck
didn't
with this
pass,
woman?
you know,
Like,
because she didn't pass. And like, even if you don't pass my teacher training, like, I'm not like, all right, well, you got to pay again, or you got to pay me to mentor you. I'm like, I'm going to give you feedback. I'm going to work with you one-on-one until you pass. Like, I'm giving you the opportunity to pass. But like, if you really want this, like, so you really want to be a Pilates teacher. You did not pass your teacher training. So that's it. You don't want to do it anymore. Mm-hmm. Well, then you didn't want to do it in the first place. You know how many people have told me no? My first audition for fitness at Fly Bar, I bombed. I've been told so many times through castings, so many times from agencies.
Yeah, it's hard.
So many times from dance companies.
Yeah.
Like, I come from the dance world where you audition and you get it or you don't get it. And the
you
girl who
don't
got
get
it
a
was
lot.
better than you.
And you also don't get it often.
She was better than you. She practiced more. She dedicated more. She wanted it more. So she got it. That's just that's the way it is. It's not like modeling where it's like, oh, well, you know.
They were looking for something different.
We're looking for something different, or this girl had more followers. Like, it's skill. This is a skill-based thing. We're teaching Pilates. We're not teaching fucking, like, I don't know. Like, they think it's TikTok Lattes, you know? And these girls think that this shit is easy, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why I'm amazing at Pilates because I've been doing it for 10 years. I was a classical trained ballerina. Like, I've been in the wellness world for a long time. And people think that I'm just going to give it to you because you're cute. And it breaks my heart when I can't give it to you. But what I'm not going to do is tell you that you're good, have you teach, have you go to the studio owned by a white lady and go and audition. And then the white lady looks at you like, what are you doing? And who trained you? So now you look
like,
like an
not on my
idiot.
watch.
I look like an
Not on my
idiot.
watch.
I would never do that to you.
Right.
And now you hate me because you're like, wow, I just paid all this money for a training and this girl told me I was great and this girl gaslit me and she didn't give me the tools to go out and be great.
Well, it's like, I remember like going to therapy and it's like, if you're going to go to the therapy, and it's like this in sobriety too. It's like, if you're going to go, you're going to have to do the work. You can't just show up and not do the work, like, and check the box like, oh, I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. Nobody gives a shit if you were there. Like, what did you, like, you paid all this money for this college education.
Right.
Great. So you graduated from Harvard, but
Right.
what do you know?
I think also too, we come from a generation of people that don't want to do shit and don't want to, which is funny because this girl was older than me. So she's not in that generation, but whatever. I think we also live in a world where people only celebrate their successes and they don't celebrate their failures.
Yeah,
like I'm very transparent about like what it took to get here, how I got here, the obstacles that it took to get here. And that's why people fuck with me.
I think it's really important. Yes.
Well, that's why people fuck with
100%.
me because I'm real. I'm not
Right.
like we don't need any more pretty bitches on the internet. We do not need any more pretty bitches on the internet. Like, do something else for me, please. I'm breaking the fourth wall right now. But like, please give me something else.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Give me some substance.
Give me something or give me a skill.
Yeah.
Like the realest thing you could do for somebody is put them in a position to make money. Teach me something.
Yeah.
I was watching the Martha Stewart documentary last night. Have you watched it?
No, I haven't seen it. Do I need to watch
Tonight.
it? Okay, tonight.
So whatever. I was never like a Martha. Martha Stewart does look like my mother, but like she never did it for me.
Yeah.
But she's from Jersey, which I
Okay.
didn't know.
Okay.
So the connection was there. She's also a Leo. I love Leo women. And what sign are you?
Aries.
Really?
I'll set shit on fire. For
No,
Leo.
but that tracks. That
right?
tracks.
That tracks. Right. Like if I say it, it makes sense.
That
You're like,
tracks.
makes
No, that
sense.
super tracks. And she just like, she started as a model. Then she worked on Wall Street. She was like the first woman to work on Wall Street. Then she like married this guy who had money. She moved and like started her homemaking shit, started catering, started doing all these events, blew up. But what really set it off for me was like she started doing things with Kmart and all these like expensive like companies didn't want her. Like they wouldn't hire her because they were like, you're working for
I
Kmart.
feel like I remember that.
They were like, you're working for Kmart. Like
Yeah.
Kmart's like low budget. And she's
Yeah.
like, why do you think that people only have taste if they have money? She's like, every woman wants nice things and wants nice things for their home. And I'm gonna do things for all people, not just people that have money. She didn't come from money.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, Martha, I fuck with you, Martha. I fuck with Martha. And I fell asleep like right when she was about to get indicted for the Enron thing. So I like missed like a lot of the good
Okay,
shit.
so we're gonna
I need
watch
to finish
it.
it.
We're gonna
It's
watch it.
really fucking good. And she's a bitch. And she's like, people think because I'm a homemaker, I have to be nice. She's like, I'm a fucking bitch. Things have to be done the right way. I don't have time for the bullshit. She got divorced when she was 45. It was really hard for her to raise a kid because she really didn't want to be a mom. Like she did, but like work was more important for her.
Yeah.
And like, you know, her husband was like stepping out on her. So it was like difficult for her. And she said it, she's like, to any woman watching this show, if your husband steps out on you, you're not a piece of shit. He is, and you need to leave now.
Good.
She's like, I didn't. And that's the only regret I've ever made in my life is
Wow.
not leaving him sooner.
Wow.
Yeah, real shit.
I think a lot of people are scared to leave. Like I think women are just so scared to leave.
You know what? I have to be honest with you. I've never been a kept woman. I've never been with a man that like when I was married, like my husband, you know, was a hustler like me, and my husband now is a hustler like me. I've never married a man that's like had me kept or, you know, had me in a position where I didn't have to work. I don't know what that's like. I don't think I ever would be in that situation. I've had sugar daddies that have like literally like fired me because they're like, all right, we need you to like fly out. And I'm like, I have have to work.
You're like, no.
I'm like, I got to go to work,
They're
y'all.
like, that's not how this works,
Right.
baby
So
girl.
like it didn't really like I didn't really get it. Also like I feel like there's like a level of like decorum and like you can't have a man funding your life and then talk the way that I talk. I don't think that it goes together. Like
No.
I will tell you to fuck way the fuck off as soon as possible.
And that's not what they're looking for.
So I've just never like I have friends that live that life and I'm like, yeah, because you don't talk.
Because you don't talk.
Like, I'm telling you, fuck off. I don't care how much money you have, you know? And so for me, like, it was always really easy for me to leave.
Yeah.
You know,
get
like,
that.
I'll leave tomorrow if I need
I mean,
to.
listen, people sleep on this, but like I tell people to fuck off too. And like if you, I mean,
Yeah.
you don't get to be here in my position from like being a doormat. Like, and
Yeah.
I think that has been one of the biggest obstacles of my life, Johanna, is that
Yeah.
I haven't been. And so dating is hard.
Yeah.
I can't talk this way and be with certain men.
Yeah, I agree.
I am not everybody's cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I've dated since being divorced. I've dated ultra wealthy men,
Right.
and guys with normal jobs. People are in my
The guys
DMs
with normal
like,
jobs fuck better.
but the guys with normal jobs are like happy. Like they're just happy. They're happy to
And
be
they
here.
fuck good. Usually guys with money don't fuck good.
I mean, there's also a level, I think, with a lot of the ultra high net worth men in the world. They want you to look the other way on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
women like us can't do that.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Are you dating now?
I'm dating. I had a boyfriend.
Okay.
I had a boyfriend, and that had to come to an end because I was like not willing to look the other way on.
Do you
some
want more
shit.
kids?
I'm
all
I don't
in your
know
business
yet.
right now, sorry.
We could talk about all of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, like I don't know that I've had a happy pregnancy. Of my 3 pregnancies, I don't know that I was happy during any of them. Now, what I like, sometimes I fantasize about like having a pregnancy where it's like just happy and
You think it was because of the
sweet and
relationship,
lovely.
or you think it was just the way your body, like it just
I
wasn't
think
for
that
you?
like I was on a soul level, I wasn't happy.
Mm.
You know, for all of the reasons that led to my sobriety ultimately, like I wasn't happy. And so
Right.
like there's times where I fantasize and I'm like, oh my gosh, how nice would it be to like get married and have a baby and have it be happy. Now, bringing a whole ass human, another one, into the world is not
It's
the
a lot.
reason. You
Yeah, but you have 3 kids though. You good. You can stop.
I'm good, right? So like I think about it and I'm like, okay, if I were to fall madly in love with somebody who didn't have kids and they really wanted a child, maybe I would consider it.
I think that's the only way. That's how my husband is.
Right. I'm just like, but I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know that right now. And so right now the answer is no, I don't want more kids. Like, is
Yeah.
that malleable? Everything in life is. Like
That's
nothing's
fair.
set in stone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But like dating is hard for somebody like me, I think, because like I have a brain. I do talk. I will talk back to you. I will not tolerate disrespect. I will not tolerate somebody having a side piece.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things I just don't.
Yeah, of course.
That
Fair.
don't float around. And
Yeah.
I'm like a lot of these ultra wealthy men want you to turn a blind eye to things.
Yeah.
That I'm just like not down with.
I mean, that's, usually that.
I can also get my own bag.
Yeah.
Been getting my own bag.
Yeah.
So like it's
Right.
easy. And I have this saying, I'm easy to please, but hard to impress. Like that's
I love
cool.
that.
That's cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, you want to go? I'm so easy to please. I'm
Right.
like, the littlest things make me so happy.
Yeah, but you're also
But
an
to
Aries.
impress
like,
me?
that's a lot.
To impress me, I'm like, oh, you have a boat? That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, do you have substance? Like, how do you think about the world?
Yeah.
Like, show me how you think. What's your connection to God like?
Well, that's also like for me, like politically too, which I won't touch too much on it.
you
But
can
that's
go
the thing too. No, not today. But that's difficult too with like connections. Like my husband's an atheist.
Okay.
Which is great, honestly. Also, like, I think people don't really know what the word atheist means because, like, he's like, well, I believe in, like, the universe. And I'm like, cool, that's God. And he's like, that's science. And I'm like, okay.
Are you sure he's not agnostic?
He says he doesn't believe in God. He's like, when you die, you just die.
My dad was like that. That's what my dad told. That's how I grew up. He
My
like,
dad
"The
was
wor-"
not like that. My dad is Rastafari.
My dad was like, the worms eat you. I was like, but what happens to your soul?
It's funny, though, because, like, I have a lot of atheist friends in the program, and they're actually, like, the best people. You know?
I mean, I don't know that there's like there's gonna be good people and bad people in every single.
Yeah, but the way that
like,
they think about
department.
things, like they
It's,
think about things on
pragmatic.
like it's very black and white,
Yeah.
which is nice for me because
Yeah.
I'm a Libra, and so like I'm always
My
trying to
daughter's
see
a
both
Libra.
sides of the story. And my husband's like, yo, like I told him the story about like the girl who tried to fight me during my teacher training, and it was like this. Of course, it was like a very long-winded story, and my husband was like, "Fuck that bitch," and I was like,
Fuck that bitch.
"That's it," and he was like, "Fuck these bitches, like keep it moving," and I was like,
Okay.
Okay.
But even that, like, I love that he is down
But
for
that's
you
what
in that
I'm
way.
saying. Well, you
Like,
have to be. You have to be down. I don't fuck with people that aren't down for
Same.
me. Like my ex-husband was super down for me. My ex-husband like stopped talking to his mom to be with me. You know what I mean? Like I'm very polarizing. I'm a person that you either absolutely love or you can't fucking stand
Yeah,
me, you know?
yeah.
I also like the problem with me is like in my core, like I'm very soft. In my core, I really just want everyone to like me, which is something that I've had to get rid of because it just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't expect vegans to love me and carnivores to love me. It's two completely different things.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's gonna be impossible for that to happen.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like just on a conscious level, like everybody can't like you.
Right.
And so I had to understand that like I wasn't for everybody and that was okay. I think that respect should be given to all and accepted from, you know what I mean? And for me, like, but discernment has been a big thing that I've been practicing over the last year and this year.
And how
like,
do you practice that though?
I say no
Yeah.
to a lot.
You're like, straight up, I just say no.
I'm like honest, and I'm honest about it. I'm like, hey, listen, like, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really don't think I have the capacity to like do this right now. Also, like, I see the signs, you know, like the signs are always there. Flags are always there.
But people want signier signs. Like the universe will donkey kick your ass
no,
to the door.
like, I'm like, hey, I emailed this person twice. They didn't respond. Okay, we're not doing
You're
this.
conscious enough to know that that's a
I'm
sign.
like, cool. Like, I'm good. Like, even today, like, I had a conversation with someone who, like, I was supposed to do this project with somebody else. Then I was trying to do it with them. We had a call about it. She's also very, very busy herself. She's like a me. And I was like, hey, I want to send you an email of my hard dates of like when I can and cannot do this project. What about this time? She's like, that's not a good time. And I had just hit her today and I was like, hey, girl, I was like, listen, are you down? If not, it's cool. We're either going to do it or we're not going to do it. It's all love. Let me know. I'm trying to plan my Q2. That's it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I also have to be detached with all of my projects. The only thing that I really care about is my certification because I feel like that is like my soul work. Anything outside of my certification, I don't care about. So if it's getting weird at a studio, I quit. I was working at a studio 2 weeks ago. They did some fuck shit. I left. They were like, oh, I don't want to leave it like this. I was like, we're going to leave it exactly the way that I'm leaving it. Bye. New studio picked up a week later. Sure. You know what I mean? I have to make space for the things that are supposed to be in my life. So I'm really quick to prune. I'm really quick to prune the hedges so the shit could grow. Cut dead ends for optimal results. I'm so quick to cut a bitch off to meet 2 new cool bitches. Like, I'm so down with it.
Let's take a quick break so I can thank our sponsor, Sana Skin Studio, with their OG location in Wynwood and their additional locations in Fort Lauderdale and Coconut Grove. Okay, so the best way I can describe Sana is that it feels like coming home. Unlike traditional facials, Sana's facials are rooted in education, and I love this so much. Every experience I've had at Sana has been a chance for me to learn more about my skin and its needs. I love that the facials are effective while also being accessible enough to be a monthly ritual rather than a yearly splurge. This is why the Sana membership is so great. I'm honored to be able to provide our audience with a promo code. Use the code NikkiSpoGlow for $35 off of your first facial when booking at sanaskinstudio.com and additional incentives if you book a membership. I have absolutely loved my skin healing journey with Sana Skin Studio. If you're looking for deeper connection, check out the Becoming Her exclusive online community where you will meet with me and other like-minded, mission-centered women who are on the journey to the biggest, most glorious homecoming and glow-up. You can connect with me personally on Instagram at NikkiSapspo, and we are becoming_her. For more information on all of the things, visit nikkispo.com.
The second shit starts getting weird, I'll give you one conversation.
Right.
If you're my friend, like, hey, this bothers me. Can we not do this?
Because you want to preserve a friendship, and that's fine.
And then if it's like 2-3 times, I just got to go. And I'm never going to like blast you on the internet. I'm just going to block you. Like, I'm very big on that too. Like, a lot of girls love to like talk about me on the gram and like say things about me.
Do they?
They do. They do. I don't see it because they're blocked. People tell me, but I don't see it, you know? And I'm like, damn, I'm not even talking about you. I block them and I keep it moving. You know what I mean? I don't want them to look at me. I don't want like evil, like ojo mal on my face, you know? Like, I'm good. I don't need you to see me thrive. You're going to see me thrive.
I don't need you to see me thrive.
You're going to see me thrive when I pop up on your explore page for Aloe. You know who I am and what the fuck I'm doing. And that's it. That's enough for me, you know? If I see you in an event, I'm going to act like I don't see you. If I turn around and you're there, I'm going to say hello and I'm going to keep it moving. I'm not really going to be fake. I'm not really going to be anything, you know? And I'm just going to keep it pushing. And I really have to be like that because I have such a brand to preserve. And the brand is bigger than Pilates. The brand is me. Yeah. So when I start acting like a Jersey ghetto rat, all that's going to do is fuck up my bag. So I try to be as professional as possible. I really just do no harm and take no shit. Like, I really like practice my mantra every day. I keep up with my therapy. I keep up with my hypnotherapy. I keep up with my meetings, you know, and when I don't, I notice that shit starts to, you know, I'm like, oh, I gotta get it together. I'm also really big on boundaries with my friends. Like, I'm like, hey, please, like, give me 3 to 5 business days to get back to you because, like, I can't.
Also, like, something that I do is I tell people when I am in a space to hold space for them or not. Like, I can't receive this information today. Right? Like, so, because I'm managing so many different things, like, I don't always have the emotional capacity to hold somebody else's stuff. And that doesn't mean that I don't want to. It just means yes, but not right now, maybe, you know? I want to touch on something that you said earlier, and this is what I think is a good space to close on, is that you talked a lot about your masculine energy, right? But then you came around towards the end and you were like, but I really, at my core, I'm soft, and you have a desire to be soft. And that's something that I personally struggle with in that, like, I know because I've been doing my whole life. Like, I became an adult really, really early in my life. So I've been crushing since I was 5 years old. I've been handling shit like an adult, you know? And that has put me as a woman in my masculine energy.
Yeah.
And when I think about my life, like, I don't necessarily want to be in my masculine energy all the time. I want to like be soft. I want to be led. Like when I think about men, I want to be led.
Yeah.
Like I'm a leader. Like I am a natural born leader. In my relationship, I'm not trying to come and lead your ass. Like, let's go.
No, I agree. I mean, I think that like the masculine energy for me shows up when I'm in survival mode.
Yeah.
It shows up when it has to. You know what I mean? It shows up because like a big thing is like, I'm like, I need a me for me, you know? And like, I sometimes get like really frustrated because I'm like, I have to do all the things.
Yeah.
And I do, but that's also like, I remember I was seeing a therapist and I remember like, I was like feeling guilty about like being like a very hyperactive person.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm
You're
always
feeling
working.
guilty about being hyperactive?
Yeah, this was a long time ago. Like this was maybe like more than 5 years ago. And I was just like, I'm always working and I'm always doing all these things and I know that's like not good for me. And she was like, who told you that? And I was like, well, I know I'm supposed to like have a balance. And she's like, this is how you operate. Like that's who you are.
Like it's okay.
You know? And so like, I really appreciated that. I think for me, like I will always be me. It's who I am. I know for me that like when it comes to like interactions with people, I like even the situation I went through last week with like, you know, one of my former students, like I didn't get loud, I didn't get crazy. And it was funny because someone was like, you know, I'm really proud of you for like, you know, holding back. And I was like, I didn't even hold back. I just didn't. Like it didn't even seem to be the thing to do. Because when you are working, when you are living in your purpose and you have so much to lose, you're not even gonna go there. You know what I mean? And that's why I think finding your purpose is so important because there is nothing that's going to take me out of that. There's nothing that's going to make me lose that. There's nothing that I'm going to do that's gonna put me in a position where I fuck up my brand that I've built with integrity,
scratch.
you get what I'm saying? Like the evolution that it's taken to get there because Jungle Johanna has been so many things. And Jungle Johanna still might evolve and turn into something else. Like Pilates is not the end for me.
Yeah.
More things are coming. I have more things, you know, I'm loading the clip. I have more things that I want to do. But when it comes to like, you know, because it's really not masculine and feminine, it's really like yin and yang. You know what I mean? And so for certain things I'm yin and for certain things I'm yang. My husband is very in his like feminine energy in the sense of like he's a girl dad. He's very soft. He's a Gemini, but he's got a lot of Virgo and Cancer placements. So like he is very like, he's always tells me, he's like, I let you think that you run shit because you need to feel like that. Yeah. You don't run shit. And I really don't, you know? And my husband will always check me and hold me accountable and be like, yo,
I love that.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really
but
the
with
first,
love and respect.
I mean, listen, I met my husband when I had a boyfriend who was my sugar daddy, who like was awful to me and like he was mean as fuck and like he was sober but like not in the program and like he had a lot of money but he was like really verbally abusive and like I hated him but I was like, he has money. I see him once a week. Fuck it. And then I met my husband who was like gorgeous and like tall but had no money and I was like, I'm
but
good.
He probably fucks well.
Fucks very well. And I was just like, yo, like this ain't gonna work. And then I was hanging out with him and he was really nice. And I was like, wow, you're so
that
nice.
Sounds so
and he's like, I have
nice.
kids and my baby mama's Dominican and toxic. And I was like, yeah, we're not doing this. Yeah. And now like, I'm a stepmom. You know what I mean?
Here you are.
And I remember like, you know, I remember the transition of that. And he was the first like real regular dude I had been with since my ex-husband. Like after I got divorced, I was just like fucking, you know, athletes and you know, I was doing that
Honestly,
shit. You know,
I love the regular dudes. I was literally listening
Love a
to
regular
Uptown
man.
Girl, and she's by Billy Joel.
I'm
right?
dead.
I've been listening to it on repeat every day for the past like 4 days. Like my kids are like, "Mommy, stop playing that song."
I'm dead
because he's like talking about a downtown boy and how this high class girl is sick of her high class boys with their high class toys and their high class gifts. I'm like, stop! Everybody, get out of my way! No more gifts.
I love that.
I'm like, I'm trying.
No,
to
I
have
still
like
very
a
much love gifts.
No, yeah, we love gifts, fine. But I'm like, where's the regular guys? Like,
No, my
we
husband.
just need somebody normal.
My husband's amazing. And, you know, he's got his own shit that he struggles with. And, you know, nobody's perfect. And, you know, he's on his entrepreneur bag right now and it's not easy. And, you know, he sees me as his inspiration. I'm here to support or whatever. But he also, like, he listens. Like, when I'm like, yo, you got to do this. Like, he's like, yo, when it comes to this, like, you're really good at this.
Yeah.
So, like, when it comes to social media, like, I'm going to listen to you. When it comes to, like, running a business, I'm going to listen to you. And there's things that I've told him to do and I've been wrong and he's been right. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're really good. The thing is like, I'll kind of like lose it and kind of like spaz out every once in a while just because like, I don't know, I'm just, it's a lot sometimes, like doing everything. But my husband has a lot of grace with me and a lot of patience.
I think
know?
grace is so important.
He's
Like grace with
not
yourself
an
and to be
addict.
with somebody who shows you grace,
Mm-hmm.
right? And who can accept you without shame and still be like,
Always.
all right, we're gonna have to level up,
Always.
babe. Like we're gonna have to not
Always.
do that again. I'm not gonna shame you into it. I'm not gonna make you feel like a piece of shit.
He's
but
put up with
we're
me
gonna
through
level
a
up.
lot of stuff. Like I've done a lot of fuck shit. Like I really have, because I was letting go of this old life, of this old friends, of this old way of thinking, and then turning into like he says it. He's like, I met you were a hoe, and like now you like help girls teach Pilates. He's like, trust me, like if anyone's gonna like stick around, it's gonna be me. Like I've seen you do the whole 360, and I'm like, you have, and sometimes stuff from that past comes back and bites me in the ass,
course.
and like I'm like reminded of it, and I'm like, ooh.
Well, it's because it's part of who we are, right? Like we're not
100%.
defined by any one thing, but like all these experiences in our lives do shape who we are. Like those things don't go away.
100%.
Like I still have like a need to escape, right? I have a desire for. I'm like an escapist. I'm like I don't want to feel, so I must escape. How am I going to do that? I'm going to read 5 fiction novels in a row instead
thing
of
is
like
work.
focusing on something else. Right?
Like he's like, you cannot work on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays you don't work. Like, and I have to ask permission to do shit. So I'm like, I'm going on this podcast. Is that cool? And he's like, when is it? I'm like, Thursday. He's like, I'll be at work already. Like, Mondays is family day, like non-negotiable. Unless I'm booking like a $10,000 job, Monday's family day.
Yeah.
And even that, it's like hard for me because like half the time we're just so tired from the weekend that like Monday we're just like,
you're ready to chill.
You know what I mean? But like, it's really like those things are like really important. Like we have to do those things because I'll just work and like not show up for life. Like that's like something that I still think comes from like ancestors, survival mode, just my lineage, things like that. You know what I mean? And my mom worked a lot too. Like my mom worked like, pretty much through her entire pregnancy. She did take a couple months off because she got it from her job because she worked in corporate, but then she went back to work and like worked my entire childhood. Like my mom worked until maybe like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
And, I just think it's a balance. And like, I'm just really big on like, yes, I'm going to be myself, but I'm also going to acknowledge where the work needs to happen. And do that, like I can't just be like, well, I'm who I am, so take it or leave it. It's like I'm gonna leave
That's
it.
not it either.
I'm leaving it, bitch. Like bye. But I think that I've had dudes with a lot of money and a lot of things, and they've also like blocked my blessings. You know what I mean? Because I can't do the job. I can't make the connections.
Gosh. Like on a soul level, I understand that.
So like, yeah, I have a guy.
Like
my
the
husband,
blockage of the blessings.
My husband isn't a millionaire, and I'm not kept, and all these things. But if I can do whatever the fuck I want, you know what I mean? Because my husband doesn't get in the way of it. My husband's like, yeah, let's do this. Oh, you're having an event? Let me cater it. Oh, you're doing this? Let me come through. Like, so, as far as like my journey and like, I know like this is gonna sound crazy, but like it's really not the destination, it's the journey. Because the destination shifts. Like who I thought I wanted to be last year is different from who I want to be this year. So I have to acknowledge the changes. I have to acknowledge that like I can do a rebrand anytime I want to.
Literally rebranding my show.
Anytime I want to, I can do a rebrand. And also like, you really just gotta live. Because if you try to like, and fuck the curation, fuck the filters, like you just gotta live. Because when I show up as my author, like the outpouring of love, like, yeah, I got girls that hate on me, like, yeah, whatever. And FYI, haters are just friends you've outgrown. So like, let's be fucking for real. You know what I mean? It's just girls that I used to rock with that I don't rock with anymore, that know how dope I am, that know how cool I am, that are mad that I'm just not fucking with them anymore. Like, let's be fucking for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But the outpouring of love that I get from like women, white women, black women, all women of like, I love what you do. I love your authenticity. I love your, I love how you show up and say exactly what it is. I love the free game that you give us. I love that you teach us things. I love that you keep it real. I love that you know your shit. I love that you put the work in. Like, that's what it's about for me. And I can't do that if I'm worrying about how I'm perceived or what I look like.
Yeah.
And there are some things that I do filter because like I do work for big brands and I can't talk about certain things and I don't talk about politics and I don't talk about October 7th and I don't talk about white supremacy, even though I want to all the fucking time. But like, I'm still me. And I can't be me if I don't love me. I can't be me if I don't believe in me. And I can't be me if I don't truly believe that like I am the brand.
Yeah.
So like if I don't believe in my brand, how are you going to believe in my brand? If I don't believe in Jungle Johanna, why will you?
100.
And so I have to be that all the time.
Yeah.
And I have to be that in an AA meeting. I have to be that on the Pilates mat. I have to be that in traffic. I have to be that because now I'm at a point where every person I meet is a potential client. Every person I meet is a girl that could either take my training or come to my class or come to my retreat
100.
or whatever. So I can't come into class after like, teaching 2 classes and being tired and just like yell at everybody. I gotta look cute. I gotta show up. I gotta say hi to everybody, you know? So it's like I have to be in a good headspace to be that. So there are some days where I just don't leave the house for the full day so I can recharge, because I know if I go out in the energy that I'm currently at, I'm not gonna attract those people. I'm gonna repel.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta remember that like some people love the, you know, this light that I have, you know, shines over darkness, but it also attracts a lot of fucking parasites. Bugs love the light, you know? So it's like, yeah, there's good and there's bad to it. You know, like, yeah, I'm helping people find their darkness, but there's a lot of people that don't like it because it blinds them, you know? And I just have to remember that, like, I got to keep shining anyway. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for being here. This was amazing.
Yay.
That was like the perfect ending. I mean, yes, girl. Yes.
Thanks for having me.
You're a fucking queen.
Thanks, boo. I love you. Thanks for having me.
Mic drop. I can't drop a mic, but I'm dropping it.
Thanks, boo. I'm excited.
It's a wrap.
This podcast was brought to you by Sana Skin Studio. Be sure to use my code NikkiSpoGlow for $35 off of your first facial at Sana when booking via sanaskinstudio.com. More than a skin studio, Sana is a movement towards healthier skin and self-love. Thank you for listening to the Becoming Her podcast. If you loved this episode, share it with a friend who may need to hear what we spoke about today. And if you really love this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and a review. Your comments are so important and valued, and they give other listeners insight on what to expect from Becoming Her. If you're looking for deeper connection, check out the Becoming Her exclusive online community, where you will meet with me and other like-minded, mission-centered women who are on the journey to the biggest, most glorious homecoming and glow-up. You can connect with me personally on Instagram at NikkiSapspo, and we are becoming_her. For more information on all of the things, visit nikkispo.com. My hope for you today is that you are courageous and looking inward so that you can be your highest, most authentic self and go after the life of your dreams.